So, a couple of things. Walmart seems to be the cheapest in the United States, and Maxi Pali here in Lyon seems to be the cheapest. But I've had two experiences that makes me rethink that. I bought an extension cord. Here it is. Cost me 900 pesos, which is about 28 bucks. Then I went to a local hardware store and I bought one that was basically the same thing but a little shorter, and it cost me 200 pesos, which is about $8. So it's a lot cheaper. I bought a chair there, one of those Iditarod plastic chairs like this one, and they wanted to charge me 650 pesos. I said, no, the ticket says 500. So they looked at it and they went through the whole thing and they charged me 500. But that's two instances where their pricing, if you're not paying attention, they try to charge you much more extra than what other places are selling it for, and even what their own price tag says. So if you're shopping at Walmart, I would definitely check, or Maxi Pali here, I would definitely check the ticket and say, hey, that's the wrong price. That's happening in the US and it's happening more and more all the time. I think it's almost like a way to increase their profits if you don't watch it. The other thing is I bought a lock here. It was 50 pesos and it lasted 4 days and then it broke. So I bought another lock that was much better and it's 190 pesos. But it looks like a solid one with a real key and all that. I bought a curtain panel for that window over there, but it was twice as long as I needed it to be, and I thought, well, I'll just sew it up. So for me to buy a sewing kit was 100 pesos, and it has, several threads, needles, and all that. It's always good to have that. But then walking back yesterday from the market, I saw a place where they do sewing. I thought, I'll go over there and see what they charge me. So I said, well, I want to know what it would cost me to hem this, basically to fold it over so it'd be twice as thick and not as long. Because the length really doesn't do me any good at this point. So they went, took it back, and said, well, I want to know the price before they do it. Oh, yeah, don't worry. So it's like, okay, it'll be 40 pesos, or cordones. It's like, okay, well, I'll give you 50 if you can do it right away. So, well, they can do it in an hour. They're doing some right now. It's like, okay. So 50 pesos to hem, well, to really fold over a window panel, it's like $1.25 or something, so it's like great. So that's pretty good. The other thing I found, and my friend Mikhail, who's Russian, and I were talking about that. It's like the liquor here doesn't seem to have the same punch that the US, even though it says 35% alcohol. And usually I keep my rum and my tequila in the freezer so it stays nice and cold. So I put my rum here in my freezer, in my fridge, and promptly it froze. Kind of slushy, but really pretty frozen. And it's like, well, that's kind of weird, because in the US it never freezes because of the alcohol content, which makes me think it says 35%, but it's not really 35%. So I'm finding all the idiosyncrasies in the Nicaraguan market as to how they make things cheaper. But it's very interesting. I mean, we're thinking, we drink the same thing we drink in the US and it doesn't have the same impact. Well, now I know. Just because it says 35% doesn't mean that it's 35%. It could be 20% for all I know. Because my tequila and my rum and my gin never froze in my freezer, and it gets a lot colder than here. But here, it does become a slushy. I made coffee this morning. It was great, but I saved some. So I had a cold coffee drink with rum. And now I'm going to walk back to get my curtain and then hang it up. So that beat that. But overall, it's going pretty well. this morning I made some leftover chicken that I bought 2 days ago with some tortillas that I warmed up in the stove and some guacamole. I have bought some Argentine chorizos, which is like sausages, and I froze some of them, but I kept out one with the rice I had made at the hostels that I have frozen. So I'm gonna make that for lunch, a sausage and rice, and see how it comes out. But I love the food here, although it doesn't have quite as many greens like salads and all those sort of things. I mean, you can find salad, but it's not quite the same as the US where you got 8 kinds of salad. But you know, avocados and tomatoes and onions, I can make a really nice salad. I bought olive oil, I have limes, which is great. Yesterday I drank a whole bunch of water and they just put lime juice in it, and that's pretty good. So overall, can't complain. The guy, Marcos, that fixed the tiles makes a huge difference on how cool it gets. And in the morning, you know, I have my projector, but of course it doesn't work as well in the daytime. And the sunlight comes in right through those slits up there. And blinds me, so I found some reflective stuff, so I put it in that corner where it comes in. And now it's a lot better, so I'm gonna walk back to get my curtain. I don't know, 5-6 blocks either way, but it's good exercise and I enjoy walking around here. And even when it's hot, it's not unbearable. It's not so hot that you burn out. The air conditioning guy is making the stands for the outdoor units, for the 4 units. So he's welding those up. When he's done with that, then he'll come out here and start installing them. But that will be a wonderful day, because then I'll be able to just run the air conditioner at night on low, not have to have the noise of the fan, and it'll be nice and cool, which will be great. I tell you, all the little things. Today I washed the windows. They were all slimy from all the dirt. So I took a cloth and wiped them down and washed them, and now they look a lot better. It's nice that the sun comes in first thing in the morning that side, and then it goes behind the building, so I don't get direct light later on in the afternoon, which is great. So, well, I hope you guys are having a great day. Enjoy life and do whatever you want to do. Don't let other people tell you what your life should be like. That is basically an open-ended grave if you allow other people to tell you your word. The key is just to keep focusing on what you want, work at it, you know, plant the seeds and make it grow. I mean, it's not going to happen overnight, but it will happen if you are willing to put in the work. So do that and enjoy.